Did you hear like whoosh, 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 sounds like of that nature? That is a just a simple SID demo program, but it shows what it should sound like when it's running. So, yeah, Sword Quest, excellent. So it'll stop here on its own. And then I'm going to load that back up on the 64, the real 64. We're emulating obviously right now, but the here's the rub. All right, so God damn it, cat! I take you off, you come right back on. You can't keep doing this. I got to get up. I'm streaming. I got to be moving. Kitty does not understand. All right, so we're going to move back to... We're going to bring up the good 64. Well, I'm sorry, good video, bad sound. All right, so... You heard what that sounded like before. All right, so let's see. Let's bring up video. We're going to bring up the Pi 1541, which emulates a 1541 floppy. We're going to bring the Pi 1541 back over here. Whoops. Not yet. I gotta put the disk drive in, the USB drive. We're gonna shut that off. Put my USB drive in. And Pi 1541 is back on. The C64 that is known good is now up and running, and I'm going to run that same program. And do load one page SID. It loaded off our Pi floppy. Here's what it sounds like on a 64 that works, but has a bad SID chip, or something going on with the audio. You hear that tone in the back already, right? That constant tone. You could barely... These other noises, half of them aren't even playing. So, it's definitely a little screwy. Alright, so for those playing at home, I think the SID chip in here, well, I guess I don't know, but I'm just going to do a swap and we're going to see what happens. Because why not? So you heard the good version. Now this SID chip could be bad in here. I don't really know. But there's really only one way to find out. All right, where's my extractor? There it is. Okay, so there is the 6581. Which, the interesting thing is, I don't need this to actually boot this 64, so if I ever get video working for that, and one of those chips actually could be causing video issues and a black screen, the only reason I say the 7701 is because that weird dot clock going on there. But maybe that is actually a different chip that's affecting it. We'll trial and error that later. But you don't actually need a SID chip in a 64 for it to boot. You just won't get audio, and you won't get paddle and mouse control because there's analog. There's 2 analog pins on there. I will do a quick little pin cleaning with some IPA. Just to make sure. There's really nothing going on the pins corrosion-wise. I don't see anything, and everything looks good, so I'm not terribly worried about it. All right, so I'm going to move that over here. We're going to take the SID chip out of the good video 64, and that's this one down here. I need my pen. Well, I'll take it out first, and then we'll confirm whether or not we get the same noises before we assume it's bad. I really don't know that it's bad yet. All right, there's the 1982 6581. Here is the 1984 6581. Slid in nice and easy. Let's put everything back on and see what the heck happens. All right, so the system still boots. We're going to go back to my one-page SID utility, mount that floppy, and let's see, load one-page SID, comma 8. First time I feel like I should own a bunker. All right, let's see what happens. Oh! That was it. That 6581 is bad. Nice. Now some of these you don't hear because of the volume on this, but everything else looked like it was coming through well. So I marked that with an X. I'm going to keep this chip though. I'm not going to remove it I might actually put this in the dead 64, and the only reason I say that is because the SID chip might be bad, but the analog pins might actually be okay for mouse and joystick support. So I might not need it for sound depending on what I'm using it for. So if nothing else, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this guy down. Dirty, thank you. Thank you, Dirty. Dirty Dirt. I believe. Oh, that's not what you're supposed to see. There we go. Dirty, I think you just popped my sub cherry. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mr. Dirt. Mr. Dirty, thank you. Popping my sub cherry. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've ever had a sub before. So thank you very much for the Prime sub. Yeah, I hadn't seen Schmuckman in a while. I mean, I'll see him on now and then, once in a blue moon, but not lately, when I've seen the Who's Online, when I do have time to go on Twitch. I have not seen his name pop up in quite a bit. I'm so flustered I don't even know how to switch my video back and forth now. Where am I going? Oh, thank you, Dirty. You are first. All right, so that is great news. We're actually... Okay, so now what that means is that I've got to test some games out that I knew weren't working before. So, a classic one, let me get a joystick here. There's a couple classic games on the 64. One of them that I'm thinking of had speech synthesis on it. It was called Impossible Mission. And so what I'm going to do, we're going to load that guy up. We're going to try. So I just mounted that image on the Pi 1541. We're going to do a comma 1. Because speech synthesis, it was one of the few Commodore 64 games that had speech synthesis. The other being Activision's Ghostbusters. Because it would start up and go, Ghostbusters! Ah, 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 ah. And then Impossible Mission, of course, had another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever. Now, the cool thing is, I got to make a case for this thing, but this Pi 1541 is awesome. I've got the little piezo buzzer. I don't know if you actually hear it here. I don't need my scope on anymore to make more noise. But you get to see the track number on the display here change as it's moving its tracks, and I hear the little click. Got a little LED activity icon. It reminds me of my diorama, to tell you the truth. And I've seen other people have already made 3D cases that look like a miniature 1541 drive, and they just make little LED extensions to the front. I got to do that for this thing. Make a little tiny 1541 drive. I think that'd be perfect. So it is still loading. I should have put the fast load cartridge in, but you know what? We'll just let it go today. All right, so in the meantime, I'm going to clean up a little bit here. The mess of wires. Well, you know, I think that was kind of a cool way to luck out. It's only because of the fact that I had two 64s. But I do have there are replacement SID chips available. There's replacement PLA chips, which is the programmatical logic. Logic and arithmetic? I'm not sure what that actually stands for. PLA, something programmatic logic, but I don't think it's not like an arithmetic logic unit. So I'm not sure what the A stands for, if that is arithmetic or not. You can replace those. You can replace the SIDs. There's like a little ARM SID, which is a little ARM microcontroller built into the chip. You just pop that in. There's no good replacement, modern day replacement for the VIC-2, and there's no modern day replacement for the CPU, and I don't think there are for the CIA chips. So, oof, it's warm. I need to put heat sinks on here. All right, so you're seeing the decompiling, the deblitzing, whatever you want to call it, decompressing the machine language here. That always does this to the video. We should... Eventually this will get done. Hey, all right. I don't know if, yeah, you should be able to hear that. All right. I'm looking for the speech at the very beginning. Let's see. High score. Reset. Come on. We got loading, so we're still active. There it is.
Stay a while. Stay forever.
All right. Impossible mission on a old 64. This has been at least 30 some years since I last did this. All right, excellent. Okay, so the SID is good again. I think outside of that, this 64 is pretty much okay. What I need to do before I really package it back up, I bought a bunch of... or I had a bunch of old heat sinks, so I need to put some heat sinks on the major chips. And I think outside of that, I'll be good. I suppose I could try to recap some of these. I don't know that I want to be that crazy about it. I do need to spray it down with some IPA. Maybe brush it off a little bit. There's some... It's dust, but it's kind of caked on dust, which is kind of the worst kind. But that's all right. We're good. Just gonna remove the keyboard connector again. I'm just gonna let it rest there effectively for now, because I'm not gonna package it up yet until I put the heat sinks on. I'm just not gonna do that on the stream. So this one is good, and I am happy. I'm gonna put this away. All right. Let's see. The old 6581 I'll leave hanging out there. Yeah. I think that's probably going to do it for tonight, since 10 o'clock is generally my bedtime. I wish I could stay up with you dirty for 3 a.m. to get your gas, but unfortunately I cannot do that one.